Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos. Today I have for you a dinosaur throwback deck. Now, if you've been around Duel Links for a long time, you know that one of the very first metas, if not the first metas, was Dinosaur Kingdom vanilla dinosaurs. And one of the cards that made that possible was Order to Charge, which, you know, by the cost of a normal monster from your side of the field, you could destroy a monster on your opponent's side of the field. Now that card is way too costly, you know, in the current format. So, but I wanted to keep the essence of that deck. So we're still running, you know, Dinosaur Kingdom with vanilla dinosaurs. But instead of Order to Charge, we have Offerings to the Doom, which serves the same purpose, but you can get away with the cost of it a little bit better in this deck. Because if you already have a monster and you destroy your opponent's monster, you know, you stop their play from happening with Offerings to the Doom. You can deal with not drawing a card for the following turn, especially if you have something like Hydrogeddon, which is gonna net you card advantage anyway. After destroying a card, you know, you get to special summon another Hydrogeddon from the deck. So Offerings to the Doom works really well in this deck. We also have 3 Black Brachios, really good card, 2100 under the field spell, and you get to switch an opponent's you get to switch a monster period on the field from attack position to face up defense position, or from face down defense position to face up defense position. So Black Brachios really good. Those are our 3 monsters, 3 of each. This card is so good. 2000 attack vanilla. Under the field spell, it's 2300. It'll deal with a lot of things. It'll deal with most vampires, and you know, after that we have the 2 Galaxy Cyclones, so we can destroy some back row. Throughout the metas, you know, Dinos is always evolving. At the beginning, you had your Order to Charge, then it became Gyoku, anti-magic arrows. Now I don't think we need as much back row removals, or you know, ways to play around back row, because the decks are a lot faster. They revolve around monster effects, so you only run in, you know, between 1 or 2 traps, unless you're going up against the rare Amazones in this meta that are still playing that nerf deck. So 2 Galaxy Cyclone seemed like a good enough card. 2 enemy controllers, still super good in this deck. I love being able to use enemy controller with Canadia. You know, you just tribute your Canadia, steal their monster, and go for game, or do whatever you want to do. It's also for protection, obviously. Then we have 1 mirror wall and 2 wall disruption. So pretty straightforward deck, but it did very well. Even though you don't have a, you know, a big boss monster, your little guys get to do a ton of damage, and your back row, you know, just seals the deal for you. So I was able to climb, like I showed, you know, I mentioned in the previous videos, been using different decks to climb through Platinum. This deck took me from Platinum 4 to Legend. I only lost, I think, 3 duels on the way to Legend, one of them being a rank up match, so I had to get another win streak. But here we got a very interesting matchup. We have Destiny Draw Buster Blader, a deck that I'm very familiar with, so I kind of knew how to play around some stuff. He opened pretty well. We have Wealth plus, you know, your DNA Surgery. There was no point in summoning my Black Brachios. I wanted to be able to deal with either a Buster Blader or a Dark Paladin if it came out. So, or back row, we have Offerings to the Doom, Wall Disruption, and Paleozoic Canadia. You're gonna see Dark Hex Seal Fusion. I used my Wild Deep to protect my life points, and now we're gonna start this, you know, trying to force that back row. We're gonna see the Buster Fusion, and he's gonna go into a Dark Paladin, and we feel good about that because we have plenty of ways to, you know, bait out the Dark Paladin effect. We have enemy controller. We could turn it face down if we wanted to, or you know, we can destroy him with Offerings to the Doom. So what I'm doing is I'm putting my opponent in an unwinnable situation. He's got 1 negation. I destroy his wealth. That's gonna give me another dinosaur on the field. We're gonna go Offerings to the Doom. He's forced to negate that, obviously, otherwise his Dark Paladin is dead. And the fact that he already activated his Buster Fusion meant that I was safe from a second one. You can only activate once per turn. So he's gonna negate the Offerings to the Doom, and that's gonna open up my Econ Cheese play. And we get an easy win, or you know, Not before they scoop though. Let's see, what do we got? So at the beginning I was running the spell that lets you search any dinosaur from the deck, and it wasn't really needed. I feel like 9 monster to 11 back row was a better ratio, because you know that card, even though it's a spell, it kind of acts as a 10th monster, and it didn't feel like the deck needed it, so I just went with the 9-11 ratio. You're going up against vampire deck, I believe. See, this is a huge brick. 3 Hydra getting in hand. Obviously you want them in the deck so you can special summon them, but you know, it is what it is. We're gonna see vampires go all in. Oh yeah, I remember this duel. So the only reason I saved this replay is because this might have been the biggest vampire misplay I have ever seen, and you guys will see. So he's gonna econ take my Hydrogeddon immediately, searches for Vampire Grace. He has his domain, he has his entire play. He's gonna summon Retainer to search Vampire Kingdom. He's gonna tribute my dinosaur, activate Vampire Kingdom, tribute my dinosaur. So what does he have to do right here? All he has to do is activate Vampire Grace effect, destroy my back row, and he wins. Well, this forehead goes into the battle phase, runs into my wall of disruption, and I have an opening now. So I'm gonna get a second wall of disruption. He even has Pelizoid Canadia. And I guess at this point he remembers that he's supposed to activate Vampire's Grace effect. He's gonna destroy my back row. But I'm still feeling good about this because he can't OTK me right now. And I have a Hydrogeddon in hand, so I can do some damage with it. So we're gonna pick up a Black Brachiosaurus, which is even better. We can switch that Vampire Grace into defense mode. He already has 1 Vampire Grace in the graveyard. I don't think this guy is running 3. I pick up Offerings to the Doom, and from this point the duel turned completely into my favor. He spent all his resources, and all he needed to do was activate Vampire's Grace. But you know, that's what happens when you get too thirsty for the win and you don't think it through, man. I had 1 back row. You had 1 job, Bonds. But hey, I got the win, so you know, I'm not mad about that. So here we're going up against Tetsu. I'm kind of, you know, looking at the clock because it's right before maintenance, and I think I have enough time to finish recording. But if maintenance starts between, you know, before the end of this video, then oh well. But here we got Tetsu, and I think this was Amazonis, Reinforcement Amazonis, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so look at this guy, triple back row, Amazonis Swordswoman. I have double Galaxy Cyclone, and I'm taking care of 2 filthy floodgates. I destroy the Amazonis Swordswoman, summon another Hydrogeddon, 3rd back row, Drowning Mirror Force. This guy, you mean to tell me he opened a monster, 2 floodgates, and Drowning Mirror Force? So I was very salty at this game. But you know, the card advantage is not too bad. We each have 1 card, and then of course he top decks Amazonis Princess, and that's fine. I'm gonna take the 1200. He doesn't activate the effect to summon anything from the deck, and I pick up a Hydra again. So this guy also misplayed a little bit. All he needed to do was wait until I was in the battle phase to activate Amazonis Onslaught, and then I was kind of forced to not do anything for this turn. But he activates it during the main phase. Now I can destroy it with my Galaxy Cyclone. He's gonna summon Amazonis Swordswoman. It doesn't matter. So both Hydrogeddons that got bounced back into the deck are back on the field and are ready to do some damage. At this point, he's gonna go for reinforcements, but I'm feeling pretty well. I have a Canadia at the back of my place up. I was more afraid of back row. He just sets a monster, and that's the game. Yeah, so even though, like I said, even though that guy had a full set of back row, you destroy 2, you force the 3rd one, and the deck still did, you know, still was able to finish that and give the W there. And we're gonna end things up with back-to-back Bandit Keith. I know at least one of them is a vampire matchup. I don't know if both of them are. I did run into a lot of vampires in the ladder. We're going second here. Oh no, this is Noble Knights. Yeah, so this was kind of a high IQ duel, as you will see. We're gonna try to snipe that back row with Galaxy Cyclone. He's gonna, you know, activate an equipped card from his deck, destroy my Jurassic World. And there's no point in summoning a monster, because even though I can summon Black Brachios, I can't destroy this thing because it's protected by Noble Arms of Destiny. So my best bet was to just set double back row and, you know, wait it out. And then here's where the high IQ plays start. We pick up a second Galaxy Cyclone, which is super clutch. So now we get to destroy the unknown back row, which was a Treacherous Trapple. We can activate the Galaxy Cyclone to force the Noble Arms of Destiny. And when it's, you know, once he gets equipped to the Noble Knight Dristan again, he's gonna have to target either the card. If he targets the card, it doesn't come back. If he targets the monster, then the monster is no longer protected. I don't have anything face up, so he's forced to do one or the other. Now I can summon my Black Brachios, switch him into defense mode, and get him out of the field. He's gonna pick up a second Dry Stand because of course. But this time he doesn't have a protection spell, so I'm not too worried. He's not gonna be able to finish me off here. And I could have done one or two things. I could have forced him into the same situation where I activate my Cyclone from the graveyard, destroy this, it's gonna get equipped back, and then he has to destroy either this or the monster. But instead I just left it as it is because my Hydreigon can easily get over it. I can summon another one from the deck and you know, attack him directly. He's gonna go for the switcheroo, doesn't pick up anything, and I get the win. Dinos, they've always been fun. They were, like I said, they were one of the very first metas, and you always see them come back in some, you know, shape or form. They're always lacking a boss monster though, and but even without it, the deck does very well, and it's really fun. I think this last Keith is the vampire matchup that I was thinking about. Another one that went down to the wire, if I remember correctly. So we have plenty of back row, double Econ, and Canadia. We're gonna Canadia the Gasuki right away. Pick up a Galaxy Cyclone, very clutch. Destroy the Econ. We're gonna destroy the Gasuki. Doesn't matter. My opponent, you saw that right off the top of the deck. It's a second Gasuki. This time I can't really stop it, so I have to let all this go through. We're gonna see the vampire take over. So he's not gonna play super aggressive here. Goes for the attack. I am forced to use my enemy controller to protect the Black Brachios. And I was hoping to get another monster, but unfortunately I just get the Mirror Wall. He special summons a third Gasuki from his hand. Goes for the Vampire Familiar. And this is where the duel kind of turned. He used his Vampire Kingdom to special summon Familiar, or you know, the other way around, send it to the graveyard. And I think at that point he no longer had Vampire Kingdoms. And that's where, you know, I was able to turn the duel around. We're gonna see the Econ take on Vampire Vamp so that he doesn't take my Dinosaur. Pick up a Galaxy Cyclone, destroy the back row. Yeah, so as soon as I saw that he didn't activate Vampire Takeover, that let me know right away that he didn't have any other Vampire Kingdom. So 2000 is it. That's as strong as his monsters can get. So now all I have to do is hope to get a powerful top deck. He goes full back row, sends a monster from my graveyard, from my deck to the graveyard. Mirror Wall is gonna protect me, and now I just need the top deck. I get the Megalo Smasher. I destroy the Vampire Grace just in case he picks up a second, you know, Vampire Kingdom. But that's pretty much the duel. He has no out, or at least he can't get over my Megalo Smasher. I pick up a Hydreigon, and that gives me the win. So he went hyper aggressive, you know, all to kind of like the other dude, but the other dude actually could have destroyed my Wall of Disruption. This guy saw one background, was like, whatever man, I'm going for it. And that ended up, you know, giving me the advantage and everything I needed for the win. But yeah, that is the Dino deck. Like I said, I've been kind of doing this throwback decks to old metas, and I'm having a lot of fun, man. Dinos, like I said, one of the more fun metas back in the day. It was really annoying to see Order to Charge back in the day, and you know, now that card is too slow, and I feel like Offerings to Doom really helped me out in this deck. That's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna get out of here for maintenance stars. Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Join my Discord if you haven't. The link will be down in the description, along with my PayPal link if you guys want to support my channel, support my content. I really appreciate that. And till next time.